Hello and welcome to Informatica support videos. This is Sikandar from Informatica GCS, and today we are going to learn about business term association in EDC. Next, let's look at the agenda of the video. First, we will look at what exactly is a business term in EDC. Then we will look at the workflow of business term association. Next, we will look at the intelligent business term recommendations and the three conditions on which business term is associated. Then we will understand what business term recommendation is and how to manage it. And finally, we will have a look at manual business term association. First, let's have a look at what is business term. We can associate a business title to a technical asset that has a cryptic name to make asset easier for user to understand and identify in the catalog. Let's consider an example. Say you are a data steward and you know that table S underscore DT contains sales details. You want the other stakeholders in the catalog to know that the table contains sales details. To achieve this goal, you can associate a business title called sales details with the table. EDC then displays the business title sales details along the asset name. When you associate a business title with the asset, Catalog displays the business title along with the asset name in the Search Results page, Overview tab, Lineage and Impact tab, and Relationship tab. Next, let's have a look at business term association workflow. First, we create a resource in Catalog Administrator and then enable data discovery and configure its parameters. Next, we choose to run similarity profile option. This is not required, but we can enable it to associate business terms for similar columns. Next, we enable business term association and configure its settings. Then, we run a resource, which in turn launches some internal system jobs. The first job is the similarity discovery job, which associates terms based on similar columns. Next, if you have created Axon and Business Glossary resource, then the system propagates the business terms based on the name match between assets and business term names. And the last job is domain propagation, which propagates business terms to columns when data domains with associated business terms are inferred for those columns. And then you can view assets and business term associated and recommendations in EDC. Let's understand what is intelligent business term association. EDC lets you assign a business term as a business title to table, view, etc. automatically. These automatic assignments are done based on what is called a confidence score. There is an internal algorithm which calculates the confidence score. A business term having score greater than 80 is automatically assigned as a business title. And in case of score conflict between an Axon object and a business glossary term, the Axon object takes the precedence. Based on the following condition, EDC will automatically assign a business term as a business title. First, it will assign business title based on the data domains and associated business terms. Second, it will assign based on column similarity. And third, it will assign based on name match. Next, let's look in detail what these three conditions means. The first condition on which business terms are automatically assigned as title is data domain with associated business terms. When data domains with associated business terms are inferred for columns, the associated business terms are automatically accepted for the columns. For example, consider the catalog contains data domains called SSN, city, first name, and customer ID. And these data domains have a business term called customer details associated with them. Now, when the data domains get inferred for columns called cust name, cust ID, and cust city, the associated business terms, customer details, gets automatically assigned to the columns. The next condition is column similarity. If you configure a resource with similarity profile and value frequency settings in Catalog Administrator, system associates business terms to similar columns based on name match between business term and column names, unique value match, and data match. For example, Consider the catalog contains business terms called customer underscore ID, customer underscore name, and columns called customer underscore ID. After you enable intelligent business term association with similarity option, system associates business terms, customer name, customer ID, and customer name with columns customer ID and customer name. The last condition is name match. If you configure a resource with Enable Business Term Association settings in the Catalog Administrator, system associates business terms based on the name match between assets and business terms. To improve the name match between assets and business terms, you can upload a synonym dictionary to Enterprise Data Catalog for asset names during business term association. The synonym dictionary can include some synonyms and abbreviations that are used commonly for technical assets. You can also add a list of prefixes to EDC to avoid prefixes in the asset names during the business term association process. Next, let's have a look at business term recommendation. The catalog recommends business terms if the confidence score is between 60 and 80%. Business term recommendations are based on data domains with associated business terms inferred on column assets. For example, associate a business term as a business title with a data domain to make it easier to associate the term with assets to which the data domain is assigned. For example, you associate a business term called UPC with data domain product ID information. When you associate a business term with any asset to which data domain product ID information is assigned, EDC displays UPC as a recommended term for the asset. Business term recommendations appear in the Add Business Title window and sample column sections of a table. The business title window displays a maximum of 3 recommended business terms. You can see an example of the window on the right. Next, let's have a look at how to manage these business term associations. You can accept or reject multiple recommended business terms for the assets in the resource section in the Overview tab of the resource. For example, a data steward wants to understand business term association coverage of a resource in one place. To achieve the goal, he opens the Assets in the Resource section so that he can curate recommendations directly from the report. In the Resource Contains sections of a resource, click the Assets in the Resource link to open a list of assets in the resource. The Assets in the Resource window displays the details such as name of the asset, type of the asset, business term association with the asset, and recommended business terms. You can filter the list based on the asset type, assets with business title recommendation, assets with business title association, and assets without business title association. To accept a recommended term, click the check mark icon next to the term. If you have manually assigned a business title to a column, other business terms are not inferred on the column. The image shown below displays the assets in the resource window. Finally, let's have a look at manual business term association. To associate a business term as a business title to a technical asset, if the asset does not have a recommended or automatically associated business term, we use manual business term association. You can add a business title to any asset in the catalog that is not a business glossary or an Axon glossary asset. To add a business title to an asset, you can either associate a business term or provide a display name. You can add one of the business title to an asset. You can associate a business term as a business title with assets in the Add Business Title window. After you can add a business title to an asset, EDC displays the business title with the asset name. Now, let's have a look at a demo. Here, I've configured a resource named Aura_S, which is an Oracle type resource. Under the metadata load settings, you can see I've enabled business term association and I've selected the glossary axon_7, which is an Axon resource type which I've loaded into EDC earlier. When I run this scanner, under the monitoring tab, you will be able to see the term association job running. As we can see, it processed 4 resources and it's completed successfully. and it published three assets. Now let's go to the catalog UI and see. This is my resource, and I can see there's one table named sample. If I check the table, you'll be able to see it is assigned business title of name, age, and personal date. If I click on name, it'll take me to the glossary with which it's associated. Now, if I click on the column, you'll see that the associated business term is showing here as a business title. Next, let's have a look at another column which does not have a business title. We can manually assign a business title by going to Add Business Title window. I can either assign a business term from an existing axon or business glossary, or I can just give it a display name. I can just accept this, and we can see that the business title is added. You can see that the column was given a business term. That's all for the video. If you have any feedback or any query, you can contact us on the following links. Thank you.